All right, welcome back. Now, on this video, I should have made this video a long time ago. I actually did make a video about Meijers, either Meijers or Kroger, but I should have made more videos like this. Okay, and I'm gonna make more videos like this, and hopefully the videos get as many views as possible, because this is a major example of how dog lovers violate other people. Okay, keep your nasty dogs out of grocery stores. There's no reason to bring dogs into a grocery store, not even service dogs. And usually when these people bring dogs into the grocery store, they're not service dogs. You're bringing pet dogs in there. Okay, these things are worthless anyways. You have options to have your groceries actually picked for you and brought out to your vehicle nowadays. There's no excuse. Now I want to play for y'all a video that was uploaded by this media outlet, KARK4 News. And you see the title, Dogs in Kroger. Dogs in Kroger. It's uploaded 5 years ago. And I'm kind of surprised they actually, made a video about this. Let's listen.
The post on Nextdoor has folks in a tizzy about the do's and don'ts of bringing your animals into public places. And this conversation specifically zeroing in on the dogs inside of a Hillcrest grocery store.
Caregiver's Kayla Reardon was out there today talking to people about how they feel about the furry friends inside of the store. Kayla?
Bob and Ashley, in this day and age, a lot of people want to bring their pets everywhere they go. For some people, it's not an issue, but others simply aren't on board.
Really doesn't matter to me if people want to bring their dog.
If it's getting into like the food that other people are going to buy, that's getting kind of gross.
Now let's stop there. It does get into people's food. This is what y'all not thinking about. Y'all think just because the dog is walking on the floor and not actually touching the food, that it's not contaminating the food. Yes, it is contaminating the food. It is releasing dander in the atmosphere. Dander stays airborne for hours. Hours. What is wrong with you? We have been in the internet era for over 2 decades now. Why aren't you people any smarter? Why isn't it more? It should be a lot easier for you all to keep important things close in mind. This is simple information. How dog dander is spread. How long it lingers. How much of a contaminant is it? The everyday person, especially the everyday dog lover, you should at least know this. The fact that you all don't is just mental laziness. Y'all don't want to take a few seconds to do 5 minutes of research, and it's pathetic. And this includes the people in these health departments, these and the stores. Y'all are just pathetic.
I would rather have a dog in a store than a congressman.
The discussion started with a post on Nextdoor, with one neighbor writing.
Now you're going to hear a bunch of degenerates who are just nasty. Basically, you're about to hear from a bunch of nasty people.
I keep seeing people bring dogs into the Beechwood Kroger. Why are they permitted to do this?
I have seen horse dogs in there.
A seemingly simple question that sparked a big debate, with one person responding about their experience at a different Kroger, saying, I questioned the manager about a woman carrying her dog around in the store. She was letting the dog smell like produce that she then replaced.
I mean, I'm a germaphobe, but I don't care.
According to Kroger, no animals are allowed in the store unless they're service animals. But a manager at the Beechwood store says it's a touchy subject because they have no way of knowing if it's a service animal. If someone tells them it is, they can't question it.
Now listen to that. What's the point of having laws against bringing dogs into stores if you make a loophole like that? I mean, you as a store, let's say Kroger's, you saying that pet dogs are not allowed is worthless. If they can simply say it's a service dog and it doesn't even have to have a vest on and you're not even allowed to ask them about it, what type of nonsense is that? They make the law to try to make themselves look civilized. They make the rule, they make the regulation to give the impression that they are not nasty, disgusting companies and people. But then you make this stupid loophole that will allow anybody to bring their pet right into the grocery store. Nonsense.
Also, she says they're lenient at that location because they have so many people who walk there.
Hillcrest isn't a real.
Lenient because they have so many people. Who cares how many people walk there? So you see what these nasty people have done. They've made grocery stores dog friendly. Kroger's and Meijer are major culprits. People are always bringing their pet dog into these places. And you know what the workers do? They start rubbing on them. They pet the dogs as well. They turn a blind eye. They don't say nothing. They don't do nothing. So these grocery stores are dog areas. It's disgusting.
Place. It's like a 1950s neighborhood, so a dog is not a bad problem.
He said this town is like a 1950s place. What? Yeah, people back in the day were just nasty, huh?
Who walk there?
Hillcrest isn't a real place. It's like a 1950s neighborhood, so a dog is not a bad problem.
Yeah, it's a place where people are primitive. Y'all proud of that? You proud of being over 100 years dumb? That ain't nothing to pull out the pom-poms about. Yeah, we're just like we were in the 1950s. Just nasty, dumb, uneducated. Woo-hoo, look at us. You idiots. Now, aside from, I don't even want to start with that. But this is a video that I uploaded a few months ago, where clearly this is not a service dog. This is simply a degenerate who brought his pet dog into a grocery store, just like a brainless degenerate. Aside from the physical threat, and you notice, and now this is a Kroger. This guy brings a bully breed. No, so it's not just a contaminant, it's a physical threat. If that dog tweaks out and attacks someone, that guy is not going to be able to control it. This is the type of environment Kroger and Meijer create. They allow this nonsense. This guy in particular walked right past the service desk. Multiple employees. Look at this. Just walking with a bully breed through Kroger's. Disgusting. contaminating the atmosphere, contaminating the food. Contaminate the atmosphere inside of a grocery store, you're contaminating the food. This is another dog in Kroger. This ain't no service dog. And you see how it's nothing for these nutters to get a fake vest. You can order them right online. You don't put service dogs inside of a shopping cart. That instantly proves that it's not a service dog. So they order these vests. They may even have department stores where they can just walk in and buy a vest for a dog. They get these vests, throw them in their dog, and boom. They can even throw them inside of a shopping cart and not be questioned. What does that tell you? That they, Kroger's, Meijers, they have allowed their grocery stores to be dog shelters. Essentially. To be just as contaminated as a shelter. Y'all remember I shared the information where they discovered that the air outside is contaminated by dog dander and dog excrement. Which proves that their dander is such a contaminant that not even the great outdoors will cause it to dissipate. If the air outside is contaminated, you know full well that the air inside of places where dogs reside are even more contaminated. And these mutants, they release dander with every step, every time they move. And of course, every time they wag their tails, they are releasing dander. Every time they stop and shake, they're releasing dander. Germs, parasites, eggs, bacteria, viruses. This is disgusting. And this is another dog inside of Kroger. You know full well this ain't no service dog. And why let service dogs into grocery stores if pet dogs are not allowed? That's why people bring their pet dogs in there. They figure if you allow service dogs inside, you may as well allow pet dogs inside. You're obviously not that concerned about food getting contaminated if you're letting service dogs inside. That's one of the reasons why these people bring their pet dogs in the grocery stores. This was another video I uploaded where I caught this nasty nutter putting a dog inside of a shopping cart. Just a straight up pet dog. Just nasty, airheaded, brainless degenerates. No sense of decency whatsoever. You want to haul your dog around everywhere you go, at least have enough decency to not bring him inside of a grocery store, you nasty degenerate. And this is an old nutter. You haven't gotten any more wise, intelligent with age, obviously. Look at this nutter inside of Meijers, kissing this mutant turd. And this is an employee, mind you. 2 of them. These people who work there. People who are behind, inside the refrigerators, using their bare hands, touching your food, touching your produce. You think these people wash their hands? Do you think they're concerned about washing their hands if they're willing to put their bare hands and bare lips on the actual dog? So you have a bunch of nasty degenerates who bring their disgusting lifestyle to work with them and continue to carry out their disgusting lifestyle at work. They do it in crowds. So you have everyone from the manager down to the bag boys and bag girls co-signing this, being a part of it. The people who work at these stores, they're a part of this nuttery. When they see the dogs, they embrace them. They go pet them. This is disgusting. You clearly see this is not a service dog. This broad pulling it by the collar. Somebody should clothesline you, you degenerate. Get out of here. Get your nasty behind and your nasty mutt out of this store. This is Meijer's once again. You nasty, disgusting, pathetic company. If y'all can afford it, you should avoid Meijer's, avoid Kroger. Is there any true grocery store nowadays? Probably not. We need to go back to growing our food. Allowing nasty people to govern our food, that's a very bad idea. Y'all know this is not a service dog. And look at this broad got the dog by the collar. You have no control over that thing. If that thing tries to attack someone, this big lady, she's going to fall. She's going to take about 15 seconds to get back to her feet. And then she's going to fall again, roll over, scream as the dog is attacking someone. She's never going to have control over it. Just like this obese broad in this building complex. Her dog ran up to me twice, and she did not take one step towards me to retrieve her dog because she was too fat, too obese to walk up a short flight of stairs. And even if she did walk up the stairs, she wouldn't have gotten control of it because she's too fat to bend over. I told y'all, she takes the dog out there and lets it crap, defecate in the grass, and she does not pick it up. It's too much work for her to bend over. And I'm pointing this out because you got a lot of people who are not even physically fit enough to own one of these things. You can't even do the basic things required if you own them. Your big behind can't even bend over. What are they giving you a dog for? These nasty, hideous mutants. Here's one.
Hey guys,
once
Roxy.
again.
Today
You got another Meijer's. Y'all know this ain't no service dog. They don't make Rottweilers service dogs. And look at how often it's women, the worst owners of these killers. Idiots. Brain dead idiot. What is wrong with people? Especially these nutters. Bringing these things right into produce, right in the areas of the store where you have food sitting out in the open. So don't give me this nonsense of how you have these laws in place to prevent contamination. In most locations, the law generally prohibits dogs from being in grocery stores unless they are service dogs. Grocery stores, as food handling establishments, are typically subject to health and safety regulations that restrict animals to minimize contamination risks. Yeah, right. They make laws like this just to give the impression that they are civilized people. give the impression that they are not nasty, disgusting people. And then what do? Continue to behave and function like a nasty, disgusting group of people. Where the people who even made the laws are walking up rubbing dogs that are being brought into these grocery stores. Don't nobody try to regulate. Nobody is going to tell someone to get out of the store because of the dog. Nutters don't have it in them to do that. I don't even care if it's the manager. They feel like that's an immoral thing to do. Oh, I'm not going to tell them to leave because of the dog. Oh, I don't want to make a scene. Just let them have it. No. These people are pathetic. Yeah, I don't want to hear nothing about no service dog. These people are not serious about preventing contamination. And let me tell you something. Many of the times that you all have been sick may very well have come from the food that you ate that was contaminated with dog excrement. The most toxic excrement in the world. Dog urine. Because both the excrement and urine is found on the dog's dander. And the dog's dander goes airborne. It stays airborne for hours. So that's what your food is being contaminated with. Dog urine, the most toxic urine on the planet. Dog excrement, the most toxic excrement on the planet. Dog saliva, the most toxic saliva on the planet. This was another Meijer's. This is one of them. Meijer's or Kroger's. And once again, you clearly see this is not a service dog. These people, and look at it, not even holding the cart. None of the workers, all of the workers allow this to happen. Managers, I don't care who it is. Every employee, everybody that works at these stores, both Meijer and Kroger, they allow this to happen because they're all a bunch of nutters themselves. These are disgusting companies. You're disgusting. You already pay people to stand at the door. You big dummies. You already pay people to stand at these doors as door greeters. Rather than have a door greeter there standing with some stupid fake smile and rehearsed greeting, rather than have them stand there looking stupid, why don't you have paid security standing there to enforce the law, to keep people from doing stuff like this? These companies are worthless. Worthless. Now, a couple days ago, Kanon uploaded easily the most disturbing video I ever seen in my life. I've seen dogs in stores several times, online and in person, but I've never seen anything like this. How in the world did the dog get inside the lettuce? How'd this happen? Now this is at Walmart. And Walmart, your video is coming next. Now save Walmart for its own video because it's so bad. How in the world, and this is not a service dog. They never are service dogs. These disgusting nutters. They just make everywhere they go filthy and nasty and full of dog. Look at the dog's paws. This dog is stepping all over this lettuce. And what do these disgusting degenerates do? They go on about their business as if nothing happened. They wipe the dog off and keep going. Then somebody comes up behind them and purchases that lettuce. Dog contaminated lettuce. All because these nasty people in these disgusting stores that allow dogs inside. Y'all should be shut down. You should be shut down. And these videos that are online should serve as reinforcement as to why you're shut down. Y'all should be punished. You should be fined. We don't want to prevent people from acquiring groceries, but y'all should be punished for this. We got enough evidence where y'all violated your own rules, regulations, and violated the law. Y'all allow pet dogs in there. You may as well admit to it. It's not just service dogs. It's rare that people bring actual service dogs in there. It's usually pet dogs, and y'all know it. I've seen managers sit there and look at people bring dogs inside. I told y'all about that time this nutter brought 2 giant bully breeds into Meijer's. Both of them were off leash. There wasn't a leash in sight. Nutter got out of his car, and the 2 dogs got out with him. No leash. Walked right up inside of Meijer's. Nobody kicked him out. Nobody said anything. Could you imagine being there with your family inside of a Meijer or Kroger, some nutter walking there with 2 pit bulls? Honestly, that's enough that you should have got your teeth knocked out for doing something like that. That's a big problem with today's society. People don't get beaten up no more. Back in the day, getting beaten up kept people in line because you have too many brainless people who do stuff like this. There are moments where people need to be whopped across the chin. Where's your brain? What's wrong with you? These people are truly, truly deranged. Now, if y'all haven't already, y'all need to share this video, because in only like a day or two, it has like over 11,000 views already, and we should have had several of our videos go viral by now. But we are so blacklisted that our videos never go viral. Shout out to K Nunn, who's in the building. Y'all be sure to follow K Nunn. And it's funny how early people question my endorsement of different content creators. K Nunn, Sheepy. You can clearly see they're these are the strongest content creators. And look at how blackballed they are. Look at how YouTube plays with the algorithms to prevent our videos from going viral. Our channels don't function like normal channels, especially when you're dealing with subjects like dogs. I've showed y'all this before. A natural flow for a channel, you're going to have some videos with 5,000 views, at least here and there. You're going to have some videos with 10,000, 15,000 views. When you've been on YouTube for years, you've been creating content for years, you got hundreds of videos, this is naturally what happens with some of your videos. But you go through any of our channels, you can see that they pretty much stay the same and they're very low. My videos rarely go past 1,500. They rarely reach 1,500 views, no matter how long they've been up. So, quite naturally, you got nutters running these grocery stores. You got nutters running YouTube. They allow these sick videos of endangerment. They allow videos like this. And this is the craziest part about it. These people who work at these stores are seen on camera. And still nothing happens to these companies. Basically, grocery stores like Meijers and Kroger's, they flaunt the fact they let dogs in there. They're basically bragging about it. They may as well be the ones uploading these videos to YouTube themselves. Like, hey, look at the dogs inside of our store. Because they're online everywhere and they're not doing nothing about it. You do not see Meijers or any other grocery store trying to tighten up security. Instead, they have stupid, worthless door greeters who ain't gonna do nothing but rub on the dogs that the nutters bring inside. And like I said, I don't want no stupid rehearsed greeting anyways. I want somebody there that's gonna help keep the food that I'm gonna spend my money on clean. Nobody want to purchase no dog contaminated food. You gonna pay them to put on some stupid smile and give some fake stupid hello? Get out of here with that. You gotta have somebody here making sure that the product is not gonna make me sick. Would prove y'all don't care about the quality of the food that you sell. That's grounds for being shut down, for being punished. So society is degenerating, it's deteriorating, falling apart. And dogs are a huge reason why. Huge reason why. Now there were a couple crazy stories. There were a couple crazy stories that surfaced. Did y'all hear about this? This is infuriating. It was published 3 days ago. Y'all remember this boy who was mauled? He was riding his bike. Y'all will remember this story. Some of you are already aware of this. This was a fatality. And the dog owner got hit with a misdemeanor.
I'm Molly Reed, your Volusia County community correspondent. The Volusia Sheriff's Office and State Attorney today announced a misdemeanor charge against a dog owner. That dog, we're told, was part of an attack that led to the death of an 8-year-old boy in DeLand back in January. Now, Mike Millet's family did not want to go on camera today, but we're told that they feel that this low of a charge is essentially feeling like a slap in the face right now. The state prosecutor and the sheriff saying today that their hands were tied, and under state law currently, this is what they could do.
We knew going in here that the odds were against ever seeing a felony charge.
Under Florida law, the way it currently stands, there's only one charge that we can file, and it is a charge involving the Dangerous Dog Act.
The dog's owner, Amanda Franco, will now face the second-degree misdemeanor, a charge punishable by up to 60 days in jail or 6 months of supervision.
And unfortunately, that research led us
2 months in jail for unaliving an 8-year-old boy. 2 months in jail max.
to where we are today, that there just aren't laws on the book in Florida, and there are no court case law interpreting the current laws in the books in Florida that allow for a different charge.
Volusia deputies say 8-year-old Michael Millet was mauled by the 2 dogs.
Y'all remember this story? I shared it like the day it happened. unalive. And this broad gets hit with a misdemeanor.
Back in January while riding his bike in a neighborhood near DeLand. The dogs got loose from a nearby property. They were euthanized shortly after the attack. Although neighbors after the fact told deputies they had seen the dogs loose before this attack, no one had contacted animal control about them.
If you experience an interaction with a dog that is out in your neighborhood and that appears to be dangerous to you or your children, you need to call law enforcement.
Call law enforcement. This lady got this slap on the wrist primarily because people did not report the dogs. It's important for us to report dogs. I don't care what happens. If the dog is off leash, call the cops. You might feel like you're overreacting. You're not. You see a dog anywhere, call the cops and animal control. I don't care how guilty it makes you feel, how bad of a person it makes you feel. You better snap out of that. Get over it real fast. Because you're doing the right thing. Had enough people reported these dogs, she would not get a slap on the wrist like this. The fact is, even without any reports, you're the owner of these things. And she should have been as if she herself carried it out.
State Attorney Will Shiner says a history of issues with the dog would have been needed under current state law to increase the state law was recently amended under
not even for their own children. That is so pathetic. But this is dog culture. If they don't care about the life of their own children, why should we expect them to care about food inside of a grocery store being contaminated with dog dander? Of course, dog lovers are going to look at that as nothing. Of course, dog lovers are going to look at that as nothing. Like, are you kidding? Dog dander on my lettuce? I don't even care if my dog unalives my 3-year-old at home. Y'all are such degenerates. It is mind-blowing how degenerate you all are. Snap out of it. Lord.
The Pam Rock Act to heighten penalties against owners of dangerous dogs, and the Millette family actually went to Tallahassee to advocate for that. But Sheriff Chitwood and Shiner say it still would not apply to this specific case.
If you have a heartbeat, you have to say, this isn't right. But the law has to catch up. And the way the law catches up is in Tallahassee.
Shut up. Y'all could change the law right now. Don't give me that. There are several examples in history where laws was changed immediately on the fly for certain situations, where y'all immediately make it a crime to do this, a crime to do that, at will, just willy-nilly. I don't want to hear that nonsense. Oh, we can't do anything because of the law. Change the laws. Laws don't create themselves. Man creates laws. Change the laws.
Implore people, contact your representatives, contact your senators, and say, this has to change.
We got to be the ones to do this, people. The dog culture critics has to be the ones who calls the mayors, who contacts law enforcement, animal control, who documents our reports. You're putting in solid work. Don't think for 1 second that you're overreacting or that you're doing something that's not going to help. As you clearly see in this example, this lady got a slap on her wrist. I doubt she even gets 60 days in jail. You know she won't.
It's going to happen again.
Now we're told Amanda Franco, she will be
And what really
summoned, and then the prosecutors from
shut up. What really upsets me is that before this fatality, she probably saw her dogs off leash all the time and laughed about it. Somebody say, hey, your dog's going to attack somebody someday. Oh, no, they won't. Well, they better stay off my property. Huh? There probably been times she's laughed about her dogs being off leash. And then when they actually unalive somebody, you get a slap on the wrist? This is why dog lovers feel like they run the world. This is why they feel like they can bring their dogs into anywhere. And this service dog industry is making it a whole lot worse. They're encouraging this nonsense. Bringing dogs into places where they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be in classrooms, hospitals, dentist offices. But they want to promote that culture because they want dogs to be able to go into all places. I believe because they understand how dangerous and toxic they are. And people getting hurt, people getting sick has been monetized. It's a sick game that's being played on the public that we need to be aware of and sidestep. Now, every now and then, rather than have dogs on the screen, I'm going to have natural animals on the screen. I need to do more videos covering natural animals because I'm fascinated by natural animals. And there's nothing fascinating about dogs. Dogs only disgust me. I've never been disgusted by natural animals. Octopus, they're one of the animals that I just cannot wrap my head around. It's like these things know magic. They not only change color, they can change their texture to match their surroundings. And it's just one out of many natural animals that fascinate you. Nothing is fascinating about a dog. Nothing. And we need to stop pandering to these troublemakers, to these nasty, disgusting, toxic troublemakers, obsessed with attacking us, primarily our youth. Yeah, I hate dogs. People, once they listen to the content for a while, start to understand why I hate dogs. And they understand why it makes sense to hate dogs. That's the part that I love. How much sense it makes to hate dogs, to be a dog hater. And I would think that making statements like that to a dog lover is highly offensive. Many of them highly offensive by statement, especially being made by someone with a platform. Like, how dare you say something like that? Well, do you have a rebuttal? I'll share a link and allow you to join me live. Share your rebuttal. It has to be sound. It has to be reasonable. It has to make sense. I make arguments for what dog lovers least support, and that is the extermination of dogs. There is nothing that dog lovers are more against. That's the most outlandish statement that you could possibly make about dog culture, is that you believe dogs should be exterminated. I've been saying it for years. What do you have to say about it? Let's hear your science. Let's hear your evidence. to refute my position. I don't believe any of you, I don't care what type of expert you are, I don't believe any of you can make a sound argument against that. So, Meijers, Kroger, you are disgusting companies. You don't deserve respect and you don't deserve business. You actually deserve to be shut down. But people have to get food, so that's not an option. But hopefully the future changes that. Stop allowing dogs inside of grocery stores, idiots. Shout out to all of you able to join me. And I hope you can join me on the next as we continue with this crusade.